Hello everyone, Treya here, and today we are going to take a look at a China Glaze nail polish. This little beauty is called Good Luxe Charm, and this is just sort of, I guess, a review, a vlog. I don't really know what to call it. First video, and just kind of like an impression thing, all wrapped in one. Pardon my appearance. I'm a little unkept because came home from work last night and just still kind of tired, and the humidity, it's about 98%, so there's not much I can do. As you can see with my hair, it's just kind of all like, bleh. But yeah, that's just kind of how it is. I'll try to put down the light a little bit on the screen because it's just like glaring back at my skin. Um, Not the most prettiest thing, I understand. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of go over, at least in my personal opinion, a bit of a disclaimer. I'm only talking about my own experience, the way I put on polish for my nails, the way my nails are, and my methods in general could have something to do, either good or bad, with my experience, obviously. So take what I say with a grain of salt. So I wanted to try something different. One of my favorite shades, and I post a lot on Instagram, is Tonight by China Glaze. And it is a holographic nail polish. What that basically means is it when you put it on, it looks like a solid color if you're not in light. But when you are in light, it shows a myriad of different colors. In the case of Tonight, it tends to be more like, how do I relate this? Kind of like an oily kind of, okay, maybe not oily, it's not the best example, but basically it shows a rainbow of different colors is what I'm trying to say. I was thinking like those old oily stickers, only 90 kids would know what I'm talking about with that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a very nice nail polish, and but I'm running low on it, so I decided to try something else of the ones I do own that I don't typically actually get around to using. Um, Stupid phone, not professional, should put it on silent. But yes, so one of the ones that I got recently was Good Luck's Charm. In fact, when I was buying Tonight, there was a sale that had gone on to say if you got 2 China Glaze, you ended up getting a top coat free. And so that's ultimately why I picked this as my secondary shade, because it looked pretty. So Good Luck's Charm is um, a glitter, pretty much a glitter polish is what it really is. It's not a holographic, and it's not a hollow glitter. It's just literally polish that has glitter in it. Hollow glitter is a polish and a glitter powder mix set that you apply to your nails in order to have, well, as the name would apply, glittered nails. But this had it built into it, and I like the shade. It's like a mixture of a blues and purples. It has a silver tint, a salmon tint, and even a little bit of a red tint depending on the light. Um, and I figured I'd just try it. The very first time I had done it, it didn't adhere to my nail too well, and I'm just going to top that off with the fact that I didn't have the best top coat, not the best top coat, I didn't have the best base coat at the time. The one I was using was a clear coat that I do for work. Um, and that pretty much probably screwed things up in comparison to if I just did it with something else. So I decided to change things up a little bit and put this on last night, properly put it on, see how it turned out. So as you can tell by my nails in general, they tend to be long. I like to keep them long, and I do keep them filed as points because they're claws. But anyway, sorry about that. But as you can kind of even see, like with the light bending a bit, yes, you can definitely see a myriad of different colors. Um, but at the same time, what you'll notice if I get a little bit close, and I actually took some, you'll see the tripod. That's right, everything's mirrored. So it's right over there. You can tell I'm not used to recording things. But yes, as you can see the tripod over there, I originally took this on my actual camera. I wanted better quality, but I can't see what's going on with the recording, and unfortunately it kind of cut off my head, so this was all you basically saw, which might have been an improvement, to be honest. But it is what it is, anyway. Yeah, so I will splice in some footage of showing my nails in better detail of what I'm talking about here. But for the most part, you can kind of see it even on this camera for what it is. In fact, I actually do have a better video camera than this webcam. I don't know why I'm not using that. Also, I should turn the phone off on silent. Good Lord, I'm not professional. Hey. All right, so silent there for a moment. Sorry. Um, by the way, it's not related, but I did get myself a new case. Um, but, okay, so the pros and cons of this. So one of the big pros that I did like about this particular polish in comparison to the other ones that I have is that it goes on kind of translucent at first and then darkens up as it dries. So that gives you kind of a good measure to say, well, if you just wanted to do one coat, if that looked good enough, you could stick with that. And if you weren't someone who really wanted to cover your nail completely, you have a range to go off. And then naturally, you apply more coats if you want it to be darker, or you just keep it as such. Now, for me, one of the big issues that I had was it ended up being roughly around 16 coats because I don't know if you can actually see. You probably can't, but in the footage that I put in, you'll see. It basically is almost translucent to the point that you can see my actual natural nails, and that's not really what I want to achieve. When I paint my nails, I like to have them actually covered completely in and have the color itself be the thing that shows, not my actual nail. I feel like it just doesn't look clean if it's not actually my full nail that's done. So there's that as a bit of an issue. But like I said, that might have just been also the way I went about it because the top coat, God, I keep mixing them up. The base coat I use is it's meant for like strengthening nails, and perhaps this isn't compatible with this particular polish. It is with others, so I would assume that it would work. But again, you know what they say about assuming. Um, yeah, so that is what it is. Uh, so I would sort of compare it with something like this. Give me the green light. So this is basically a similar type of polish. It's not. It's as you can see a bit of a deeper kind of almost like a malachite kind of green, and it's another glitter one. I have a lot of trouble actually adhering that to my nail, but the first time that I got this, the the green light one, it was kind of a dud bottle. It was an old one that they had, and ended up getting a replacement. But the replacement doesn't really do that much good. So much good, much better. So I'm going to just assume it's one of the things with the glitter polishes. Perhaps that's not what's working, or it could be just the polish itself. Could be the base coat. Maybe I needed to do a couple of layers of a couple of the coats of the base coat first before I did this. Normally I do one. Maybe I needed to do two. Keep in mind it's also 98% humidity, like I said, which, as I've learned, provides some other interesting problems when trying to paint your nails. So either the lacquer doesn't adhere to the nail, or it becomes kind of bubbly, and it just becomes a mess, pretty much. One of the core issues I tend to have with this particular polish in general, going back to the main point of this video with Good Luxe Charm, is trying to get it off. As you'll see, or as I'm not really sure where I spliced in the footage, but as you'll have seen, a lot of the glitter tends to stick to your skin. And it doesn't really matter if you have a top coat on or not, it will just do that, period. And it's not the easiest thing to get off. And I ended up going through, geez, almost half a bag of cotton swabs mixed with acetone, because what I do use is 100% acetone. Now I have this in its own container, but I have like the actual container itself. I just like to put it in that one. It's much easier. It has like a pump on it to just get the right amount on a cotton swab or cotton balls I used. But I ended up going through at least well, maybe not a half, like I said, a quarter of the bag, at least about 20 of them, and a good amount of acetone before I could finally get them off my nails. Because again, it was 16 coats, but it was to finally, and I did post a picture on Instagram where I have a complete, at least the coats in general, so you could see what I was trying to go for. But that it wasn't great. Like after a few hours of waiting for everything to dry, at least I thought everything was dry. The least little thing I bumped into, like even when I went to go like wipe something off my shirt, I ended up getting like a big line in my nail. So that really didn't work. So it took a while to clean off, and um, yeah, that wasn't the most fun thing in the world. Well, I guess if I'm gonna do this kind of review, I should go pros cons instead of just like going all over the place like I'm doing. And this is a hell of a time to figure that one out. Again, apologize, first video doing this kind of thing, and I don't know how often I'll do it. I might do it for the other shades I have in general. Just like I say, these are my experiences with my own nails. Obviously, I could be doing things wrong. Maybe there's better ways of trying to achieve what I'm trying to do that I just am not aware of at the moment. I'm on my own, really. I don't have anybody to turn to that way. So, yeah, I'm just doing stuff that makes me feel good pretty much and sharing what I feel like. So, like I said, one of the biggest pros, not to reiterate points, but if we're going to do a pinpoint list, one of the biggest pros, and I might put this somewhere on screen, is the idea that it's translucent to begin with and then darkens up as it dries, so you can basically pick if you want to apply another coat or just keep it as such. It does go on pretty evenly. I never felt that I needed to do more than 2 strokes at the most. I mean, some of my smaller nails literally just did it once and that was it, so I didn't have to keep reapplying. As far as the color value of what this polish brings in comparison to, the color value, but that, eh. By color value, I basically mean what you see on the bottle, does that match what it is in your nail? And, I mean, you decide. I mean, I think it does, although it's more translucent than I would have liked it to be, but I think it matches pretty well. And it doesn't require a lot of light for you to be able to see the colors either. You can even see it right here. I don't have the best lighting. It's about like, let me look at my phone. About 7:30 in the morning here now. And if I didn't have these lights on, it would be kind of dark in the room here. But as you can just basically see, even bouncing back from my computer, the light from my screen, it doesn't take much to actually show like the different iridescent colors. That was the word I was looking for before when I was describing tonight, and I said oily. But yeah, you can kind of see like the different colors just basically bouncing. Like that's not a reflection just of the light of my screen, but it's the actual colors of the polish. So it's not bad. Like I feel it's vibrant. I don't feel it's got a dull luster to it. I feel it has a bit of personality. Um, I'm trying to think of any other pros. Even coating, like I said. Uh, I don't know. Stayability, maybe. Like the idea, would I put it on again? I mean, maybe. Like I'm not. I'll try it for a couple of days because I actually have a few days off. So I will try it for a couple of days, see how I like it. If not, I will go back and do something else. I might even try, because I have another one here that I have not actually put on before, and it's star hopping. It's actually kind of, oh, it's a a pretty significant glitter polish actually. That might not have been a great decision to buy, but I will try it anyway. Yeah, so if you're okay with, a little bit of messiness when trying to clean up, then this won't bother you too much. But if you, are a little concerned about getting glitter all over the place, This has not been the best polish in that sense. So, and by the way, even though I'm terrible at transitioning and segue, we're on the cons list now. Yeah. So that's one thing. Cleanup is a bit of a mess with this. Two, at least for me, it's more translucent than I would actually like it to be. I'd like it to be more of a solid color, like Tonight happens to be. Um, color range too. I mean, it kind of is like a very light blue when there's not enough light, despite the fact that the actual bottle itself tends to look a little bit more of a darker kind of violet than anything else. I like blue, so it's not that big of a deal, but in general, it's not really what I bought, is basically what I feel. And then the other side of it is too, it has a really bad habit of kind of becoming a little gloppy, like almost like a gel kind of. And I mean, I've had gel polish on before, and it never really acts like a gel. I guess it's hard to explain. Um, you have to be, at least for me, I had to be very careful when I applied a top coat, because whenever I would, even if after, I'd say roughly 3 hours of waiting to dry, one stroke of a top coat ended up putting a line right in the middle, so you had to be very careful. So the things I use for a base, this is from LA Colors, and it's an Ultra Nail Hardener. Got this at the dollar store. And before anybody says, "Oh, that's why it didn't work because you bought it at a dollar store, you should have went to some blah 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 blah." All right, look, I agree. Okay, yes, that's true. I might have gotten a better product if I were to have bought it at Sally's or some other place like Ulta, much like I did with my actual polish itself. But this has worked very well for me, and for my work at the store, I do have to wear a clear coat. I can't have any color on my nails. It's not to say that there would be anything wrong with that. I'm just not comfortable in that particular environment, just going out as I'd like to. um, and for, again, more strengthening with nails, I happen to use this brand called Rock Hard. And this is mostly like a top coat. You apply it to wet polish, and it helps mix with the current polish to strengthen the bonds between your nail and the polish, and it helps prevent any chipping. And my final, like my actual top coat, is from Be Natural Pro Link. It is diamond dry. This thing is, it's worth anything, I would say. In the case of the sale, like I said before, I ended up getting the top coat free when I bought these two, but I would definitely buy this on its own, regardless of what the price is. It is worth its weight in gold. It is a very wonderful top coat, and the luster and the shine that comes off it when everything dries is amazing. The one thing that I do have to note is sometimes when you apply this top coat, your nails will actually, well, at least for me, they become kind of foggy. And I worried about that at first, but once everything fully dries, just the sheer sheen, like sheen and the actual, it just looks great and it feels amazing. And the nails are very strong. It usually, what I'd end up having to do after work, like after a week, I'd be lucky if I had one nail that was even still like a claw, like still pointed. They would be just so either chipped or like down to a nub, basically. But I mean, this is, I've filed and shaped these once in like 2 weeks. So that tells you how good the base coats and the top coat can be. Um, yeah. So I guess I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but yeah. So to go back to Good Luck's Charm, is it a good polish? Is it a bad polish? Is it something I would recommend to other people? Uh, I'll be honest, I don't see myself buying this again. I don't know if I'd recommend it to anybody really, and it's not because it's a bad polish. It's my experience hasn't been that great with it. And I'll try it again maybe on my natural nail instead of putting it on a base coat, because I do find, which shade? Right here. For example, like this one, DV8. which is again part of the same line of a holographic nail lacquer. This adhered to my natural nail, and the color came out very vibrant with it in comparison. So, more so than it did when I had a base coat. So, perhaps that could be it. Maybe I should have put this on my natural nail first and tried it. I don't know. Um, like I said, I will wear it for a couple of days, see if I like it. If not, take it off and try something else. But stayability with this particular shade, I mean, I don't know. It's a good shade. I don't know if I would, wear it for very long. Even though this is already dried, it still feels like I could easily smudge. That's the word I was looking for when I would keep saying line. I feel like I could easily smudge it again, and that's not necessarily something that makes you feel good when you do your nails because you don't want to have to keep coming back and forth and repair and everything. And it's not fun doing that kind of thing. Um, so, again, the question, would I suggest to someone buy it? I mean, I'll be honest, I would say no, unless it was something where there was a sale and it was like you buy one and you get one free, and this happened to be on the shelf, I'd say pick it up. Or if it happened to be reduced, because I have like a membership with Sally's, I've had one for years, and I had a coupon on me, so I did get a little bit of a break on it. But other than that, I wouldn't say it's a really great polish. But yeah, maybe I'll try it again, like I said, with my natural nail, see how that works. Maybe that is literally something that needs to be on a natural nail and not one with the base coat. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. And that will be, I guess, the wrap up for this video in general. Because I've got nothing else to say, and I'm just going, by the way, I do have a degree in video audio production, so I do remember you're not supposed to go in every video, but this is new, so yay. Oh god, I look awful. So, well, I'm tired too, that's probably not helping. Alright, so yeah, that's it. I don't know like when this is gonna get uploaded or even if I'm gonna do another one. I just felt like doing kind of like a little review basically on that polish. And I might end up doing something else. In fact, I might give Star Hopping. I might give this one a shot even though this is also a glitter one. I got a feeling I should have gone for like a hollow glitter, like a powder or something, because then you can actually control how much glitter gets on your nails, and it is a little easier to clean. Well, at least for me, it's a little bit easier. I don't know for other people, and I'm sorry if it's not. But for me, it is. Yep. So I'm going to go today and get more of tonight's because this is my favorite. But I do want to try the other ones I have because it isn't right to constantly keep using the same exact shade over and over again and then just letting other ones dry up. So, alright. Thank you very much for watching and having the patience to either enjoy this video, hate it, or whatever. See ya.